Hey guys, Darren here. Yeah, I just wanted to make a very quick video. And it's going to be a sort of a rant, in a way, on a video that I've just watched on YouTube. It's currently Sunday morning, the 23rd of February, and I was about to do the dishes and put some rubbish away. And I saw a video that said Fender's most affordable guitars ever, or something to that effect. Hang on. The most affordable Fenders ever is the title. It's marketing bullshit. I'm going to say it from the off. It is marketing crap. And here is why. Let's take the Fender Standard Telecaster, for example, now made in Indonesia. That guitar is currently retailing in the UK, and we are going to be focusing on the UK. That guitar is going to be retailing in the UK for £499. Without the case, just going to point that out there. This video has said Fender's most affordable guitars ever. About 15 years ago, I'm going to say, maybe a little bit more, I bought a Fender Mexican Standard Telecaster, black, white pickguard, maple neck, with a case, soft case might I add, for £499. The store that I bought it from was a local place to me, and I was very good friends with the owner of the store, and I still am to this day, even though he doesn't have the store anymore. That was the retail price on it, was £499.99 with the case, and that was more expensive than if I was to buy that online. And I remember it, and I used to buy from this shop. It was called Cadnot Music in Llanelli. Because one, Al was my friend and I wanted to support local business. But also, if there's anything wrong with the guitar or anything I bought, he was down the road. I didn't have to worry about returning, shoving it back in a box. So that's why I bought from him. But even then, at £499.99, it was more expensive to buy from him at that price than what it would have been to buy from an online retailer. So it would have been less than £500, let's say, from an online retailer at that time with the soft case for that particular Telecaster. There was also the Fender Modern Player series, which was a Chinese-made series of guitars that were basically modded up a little bit or swapped out parts and whatnot. Actually, hang on. I did a video on this a couple of weeks back, and this is the Fender Modern Player series. I haven't got product showcase on, so you probably can't see it. However, just remember, these have now been marketed as Fender's most affordable guitars ever. The Fender Modern Player series, there was a Marauder for £337, brand new, non-sale price. There was a Jaguar, £337, non-sale price. That was a general retail price, no discounts or anything. 2P90s, lovely. There was a Telecaster Plus, which was a HSS Telecaster, £337, that had a pine body. And then the Thinline Tele Deluxe in a transparent sort of black, I believe it was a pine body as well, with P90s. £337. Okay, the basses, £401 for a double humbucker jazz bass, £401 for a Telecaster bass with two humbuckers, and then a Jaguar bass, which was a PJ loadout, for £337. That was 13 years ago. This was in January 2012. So how people have forgotten, or if people have forgotten about these previous entry-level Fender prices, I don't know. The marketing bullshit behind this series is starting to grind on me now, because I was very supportive of the guitars. Now, it's not Fender, don't get me wrong, it's not Fender. I was very supportive of the guitars because They looked cool. I still haven't got my hands on one. I may get my hands on one over the next few weeks in the Birmingham Guitar Show if they are there. If not, I'll find another way and I'll give you my honest opinion on it. But on paper, they are pretty good. But I'll give you a few examples of differences in marketing and YouTube reviews now, which I'm probably going to be shooting myself in the foot because I'm aspiring to be one of those guys. Phil McKnight, he said, yeah, it was a good guitar. Is it worth the money? No, not when you can get a Squier Classic Vibe. Andy, Guitar Geek, he done a comparison. He said it was very, very good, and he can feel the Fender difference over the Squier. And Anderton's put a video out within the last couple of days at the time of recording this, basically saying that they feel better than the Classic Vibe, but they don't sound as good as the Classic Vibe. But they are quintessentially Fender guitars. PMT have put a video out, I think today. 1 second. I'll have a quick look because I've got it up here now. 21 hours ago, so yesterday. Stating that they're Fender's most affordable guitars ever. And that's where I'm drawing the line a little bit, because they're not, as I've explained, Fender's most affordable guitars ever. It's either they're marketing to people who weren't around or who weren't buying guitars back then, or they're marketing to people thinking that we've forgotten how much shit cost back then. Again, I've done a video on this. I'll put it up there, just going over gear prices from 13 years ago based on that particular magazine. But one thing I wanted to go over very, very quickly again, just to debunk this most affordable Fender series ever malarkey. In front of me here, I have got a 2005, a January 2005 Fender price list, and it is the US suggested retail prices. Okay, again, these are suggested. They're not going to be, purely set in stone. Okay, I'm going to get a USD to GBP converter here, and I'm also going to see what the 2005 one was back then within the UK, and I'm going to make some quick conversions, and we can have a look what the US dollar was to the pound and have a look how the prices were. So I'm going to start off here. I won't bother showing this. I don't want to do any production and this sort of stuff. I just want to post it up and go, this is bullshit. Let's deal with it. I'm going to make a quick comparison here. On this price list, I'm going to look at a standard Stratocaster right-handed without the case. Okay? Again, these are the suggested retail prices. So I've done a calculation on a Fender standard Stratocaster from 2005, right? I'm going to say over a 20-year period. So, yeah, Fender standard Stratocaster, 2005. The US suggested retail cost for a standard Stratocaster with a maple fretboard without a case was $527.99. It was on the US market. I've done a conversion and I've found what the exchange rate was to the day on the 23rd of February 2005. And that was 0.5247 GBP to the dollar. That is provided by poundsterlinglive.com, the Bank of England spot, blah, 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 blah. After doing the calculation, 0.52427 blah, 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 times 527.99 is £276.81. Now, I hardly think import and tax on a single guitar is going to be £220 when you're doing it from a retail perspective. But judging by that, can we honestly say that the current Fender standard lineup are the most affordable Fenders ever? It's marketing BS. I've got the catalogs here and I'm looking at the prices, but I think in that one example I've made my point, because at the moment Fender standard Stratocaster, let's compare finish. What did I say? Just says it's maple, so let's have a look for a maple one, and they are £499 within the UK. Let's look back at the example I gave earlier on with the Fender Telecaster. I bought it from a more expensive retailer because he was my friend and the customer service was good than what it would have been to get it online. And that then was £499.99. Now, brand new from online retailers, they are £499.99. And I've just done a calculation here, and there is no way in hell that they cost more than £499.99. But ultimately, look, the maths here doesn't necessarily matter, because we've literally looked at guitars that are cheaper, brand new, from Fender, than what you can get the current standard for now. All this may be much of a muchness. People may not really care, too much about this type of thing. I know, I wouldn't have used to have cared before, but for some reason I do now, and I think it's because I'm trying to get into this career doing YouTube and gear and stuff. I just find it quite annoying, and I find it quite dishonest to market them. To market them in that way, and it's just annoying, man. It's annoying. You don't have to market them like that. Market them as they're great guitars, or Fender's current cheapest lineup, not the most affordable ever, because we know that is bullshit. That is not right. Yeah, you guys can go and look for the video. I'm probably going to use the thumbnail from their video as a bit of clickbait in my thumbnail, just to say, hang on a sec now. No. This is wrong. This is incorrect. I'm calling you out. People probably won't care. I do. It's my Sunday morning rant. I've even got my guitar mug, cup of coffee here. I just think it's important that when we do see... for anyone who wants to try and... not necessarily influence, because that's not what I'm going for, but anyone who wants to try and give reviews and give opinions where people trust you on the products, whether that YouTube channel is a retailer or that YouTube channel is someone like Andy, Phil McKnight, any of those guys, how are we going to know who to trust? And I know that question has come up before. Will retailers just give you the spiel because they're retailers? Probably, but I think in a world now where information is so more readily available than what it was 20 years ago, you can't be spouting off that type of marketing BS, man. Whoever came up with that title, that title is misleading, and the information is misleading. They're the most affordable guitars now. They're the most affordable Fender lineup now. They're not the most affordable Fenders ever. Thank you for listening to my rant. I will see you very soon. Bye. I got too much coffee to go that high. Sorry, guys.